Hand Safety Introduction. The human hands are an exceptional feat of engineering. Made up of complex interactions between bones, muscles and ligaments, they are our most important tools for interacting with the world around us. Our hands are in constant use, involved in almost every task we do on a daily basis, often without even thinking about it, making our hands very vulnerable to injury. Even minor injuries to our hands can have a disproportionate impact when compared to minor injuries to another part of our body, because our hands are always in use. Consider a simple cut to the index finger versus a cut to your arm. Both will hurt. With a cut to the arm, you will bandage it and likely forget about it. A cut to the finger, however, will cause frequent discomfort as you carry out your tasks, washing your hands, typing an email, preparing a meal, all basic things you do daily, but you will be constantly reminded of the injury due to pain, discomfort or reduced mobility due to the wound. Due to the importance of our hands in our day-to-day lives, it is important that we do everything we can to protect them from injury, especially in the workplace. 7 Common Workplace Dangers and How to Ensure Hand Safety. Cuts and lacerations. The most common hand injury type. This is when you cut your hands while using a tool or other equipment. These injuries can be prevented when you make sure you use the safest cutting tools available for the specific job you need to do. If you're not sure, ask a supervisor. Before using cutting tools, always ensure the blades are in good condition. Use the correct PPE for the job you are doing. If you have long hair, make sure that it is tied back, and if you wear jewelry, remove it so that it doesn't get in the way. Ensure that you use the protective guards on cutting tools. If this is not possible, investigate safer ways to do the job. Use the safe cutting techniques you've been trained to use. Ensure you are fully alert and focused when using cutting tools. Hands getting crushed or pinched. The next potential hand injury is when your hands get caught in equipment and crushed or pinched. These are called pinch points. This can be prevented by making sure that you assess the equipment and area you are about to work with, so that you can avoid any hazards. Make sure you remove or minimize hazards before commencing your job. Muscle strain in your hands. When you use handheld tools for long periods, you risk of straining the muscles in your hands. To help avoid causing damage to your hands, you should try to only use ergonomic tools. Ensure you stretch your hands before and after work and remember to take frequent breaks. If you're doing a repetitive task, try to remember to move your hands in the opposite direction now and then to avoid cramps and muscle strain. Touching hazardous substances. Another common cause of hand injuries is when you encounter hazardous substances and surfaces. You can avoid this from happening by before attempting your work task, make sure you wear the appropriate safety gloves for the job you are doing. For example, there are different gloves to protect you when handling dangerous substances and when carrying rough objects that might cause cuts or splinters, etc. Before touching a potentially hot surface, gauge the temperature first. When around dangerous substances and surfaces, make sure you stay fully aware of what you are touching. Injuries when carrying objects. It's also common to injure yourself when carrying heavy or sharp objects around the worksite. To avoid this happening, make sure that you ensure the path you are going to carry the object is clear of hazards. Ensure that you and the objects you are carrying will safely fit through any passageways. Ensure that you wear the appropriate safety gloves. If you get tired or worn out while carrying heavy objects, make sure you stop and rest. If required, ask another employee to help you. Hand injuries caused by falling over. When you fall, your hands are often the first body part to hit the ground, which can result in injuries. To avoid this happening, The walkways on work sites need to be kept free of clutter. When walking up or down staircases, use the handrails. Make sure you always know what is in front of you. Avoid using a mobile phone while walking around. Injuries caused by machinery. What we mean by this is when you put your hands into machinery or other dark spaces without checking what is inside. To stop this from happening, never reach into any machine or space without carefully inspecting it first. Turn the power off if necessary. Key takeaways. Be aware of your surroundings so you can see hazards. Keep the worksite free of clutter and other preventable hazards. Use the correct tool for the job and ensure that they are in good order. If you get fatigued, take a break. Don't rush dangerous jobs. PPE only works when you use it. Make sure you are wearing gloves.